title of this keynote is called The Tech We All Deserve. A huge welcome to Galit, Ariel.
So, hello, tech lovers. I'll introduce myself. I do love tech. I'm hardcore Trekkie. Can I see the Vulcan salute for those who get it? Oh my God, not enough. Okay, we can work on that. People change. I'm a super nerd. I love tech. I fell in love with technology thanks to Star Trek. In my childhood, I did aspire to meet and marry Spock. Did not succeed in that, but I'm still trying. And I'm definitely trying to understand how we can create technologies that are actually beneficial and positive and stay where they should, if we want to frame it like that. I'm currently doing my PhD at York University, and I'm exploring the way our concepts of bodies and how our digital and mental states are transferring from biological to digital modes of being. And I love tech. And I think we all here love tech. We are obviously working in tech. And I want to do like a little tech love moment here, a little we love tech wave, and we'll go from there to there, and I'll run with you, and I'll try not to trip over. Okay, so who loves tech? Woo! Amazing, amazing. It's a condition. It's really a human condition to love technology or to be interested with technology, definitely to have a relationship with technology. And humanity and technology was really love at first sight. And I was really curious to understand why we apply technology and why we keep developing it. And my first answer is really we're just a little bit embarrassed with ourselves. That's the first motivation of why and where and how we apply technology. And the Homo sapiens and the Neanderthals before them were always at the quest of something else and something better. And yes, it was curiosity, but we're not different than other species by being curious or using tech. But for humanity, there was something slightly more personal. And that personal thing was that we're not great. Usain Bolt, which is arguably one of the fastest people on Earth, couldn't beat the house cat at a run. Let's admit it. If you tried to fly on your own lately, you might not be that successful. Since our ancestors stepped out of the water, our underwater breathing is not working that well on our own. We are slightly pathetic. Okay, look at me, I'm pathetic. I'll look at myself. Let's think about it. My body is not built for this world. Not without the help of other animals' skins or products. We can't even stay in the sun too long without our skins peeling off. We are reliant on technology for almost every aspect of our survival and thriving elements. And even our reproductive systems are kind of hanging out there like little bits on display, and that's where we try to hide ourselves from the world. To be completely honest, we are so much in the bottom of the evolutionary pyramid that our biggest natural enemy is the mosquito that created more deaths until COVID-19. I'll give the virus that. The mosquito created more human deaths than any other animal or device ever existed. So we're not just below cat, we're below mosquito, which is not great, right? And we can tell ourselves that our bodies are these wonderful machines, but if you actually look into the body construct and our DNA, 97% of our DNA is idle DNA or pure junk. Only 3% of our DNA is actually useful, perfectly engineered, and done well. Everything else, we have extra bones, we have organs that shouldn't do what they're doing and are extra. We're not great. And if we wanted to think about how we would evolutionarily be perfect, this is it. This is what we should look like, ideally. Ellis Roberts is an anthropologist that explored the way human evolution could have evolved, but didn't. This is how we should look like as, I want to say, better performing creatures. But we're not that. We're not. And that's okay. That's okay. We're flawed, and that is fine. We need to accept it. But we didn't. And then we found tech. And tech lifted us to the place we wanted to belong. Tech and us became the inseparable couple, power couple, if any couple ever existed in the history of the species. And this is where our evolution, or what we consider as evolution, actually started. When we look at evolution, our bodies did not change that much in the last tens of thousands of years. Our evolution and our civilization are primarily based or evaluated by technological adaptation and implementation. This is where we can light fires and feel a bit warmer and a little bit scared of what's outside. We can record and share knowledge. We can cover our bits. And we can tell ourselves that the new environments we build are better than the ones we couldn't actually cope with. So yes, we became this power couple, and we made these amazing things together. I cannot deny it. We moved from shelters to architecture. I mean, we have buildings that still exist. These, the Kandavan caves are habited for over 7,000 years, still, right? And you might, not like the architecture, but we created environments that are sustained over thousands and thousands of years. We've built on the bottom and on the top of mountains, right? In any environment, in the desert, in the forest, we overcame everything. We've built so high that we could penetrate the sky and finally be with the divine beings we always aspired to be part of. And we invented new materials with which we can build bigger and stronger and broader and more sustainable habitats. We can even 3D print cement now. We have robots that are building their own buildings. I mean, yeah, they're just building tubes. I don't know why, but we have it, okay? And we didn't just hack the environment, we also hacked our own bodies. After finishing dissecting our bodies, that was a bit intrusive, we found technologies that could see beyond the skin, see inside the organs, analyze them. We created techniques in which we can swap dysfunctional organs with other human or animal organs. We even biologically engineer pigs' hearts now so we can transplant them for the benefit of humans. We don't want to suffer for our own well-being. And we evolved to create 3D printed organs. This is a very tiny, tiny Elon Musk heart that had been printed. And it is a beating heart. This is a 3D printed organ, biological, technological product that we created. And we can create abilities and super abilities. We can enhance and add new functions to our organs. We can even do Neuralink mind control limbs. No, Elon did not start it. Sorry, I can't help it. But we have Neuralink interfaces of bodily functions and beyond bodily functions of communications. We have deciphered the human genome, and now we can understand it and re-engineer it. And we have gone to a point that we can control our bodies beyond our biological destinies. We can determine gender, age, function, longevity beyond what was built in with our 97% junk genes, right? So we managed to hack environment, we managed to hack the body, and then we started creating new environments just for ourselves, right? So this is the map of the internet. This is it. This is the map of the internet in 1971. That was it. Today, we can't put it on one sheet. Even if we tried, it wouldn't even fit anywhere. I don't know how we can even start mapping, the interconnectivity of devices and platforms. This web page will no longer, this is actually the first web page that was ever published. W3, I don't know, what web are we on now? 4, 5, 6, where are we? 7.8, I don't know. But we did create these wonderful digital communication platforms that connected people, worlds, spaces of information, and they can do it in real time. Yes, it's mine. I'm glitching, my phone is glitching. Tell it to stop. Just stop it.
It says you're going to talk now.
Yeah, liars, lies. So now we're not just connected, we're connected in real time on multiple platforms, on multiple screens, because our attention is so great when we split it up. We can hold connection and knowledge in our pockets or on our wrists, right? We have access to almost everything. And we're not even bound to screen anymore. We're creating virtual and spatial interactions and knowledge sharing that is beyond the physical materiality of interactions. We create our own worlds on our own. The Fortnite now allows any player to develop their own gaming world and interaction worlds and devices. We're not, I want to say partially, we're not just consumers, we're creators, even if we're not coders or developers. And we can have new experiential possibilities within virtual spaces, within physical spaces, with layers of digital interaction on it. So we're creating these new amazing digital environments, and we're even creating our digital selves and beings. We are our own digital gods. This is a 3D metahuman. I normally detect the gap. I could not detect that. So we are creating these amazing, amazing new spaces and worlds and habitats and bodies. And it's great. What a great relationship, but there's always a but. And the but is that we also make really weird shit as well. And you're like laughing like, ha ha ha, that was the 60s. What did they know? Well, I don't know what to tell you, but a selfie toast and the advancement of humanity. Oh, how about a stripper robot club? You're laughing, but it exists. I don't know how they're tipping. And in the case you have no friends whatsoever, you can create your own world and play with yourself. I don't know how you win or lose in that world, but hey, I think you should go on social media and find friends. But that's just me. And these weird moments that we giggle about and say like, yeah, we know, it's silly, isn't it? They're a little bit beyond that. Because like any relationship, when we ignore these cracks and these mishaps, they tend to fester and rotten. And we stop looking at not ideal, but really beneficial and fruitful and critical ways that we're missing the point. We're really missing the point. And this is where love and relationship start being toxic. So yeah, look at this dancing robot. So what if it's made for warfare? Like it on LinkedIn. It's amazing. They're actually synchronizing. This is really great. What's the worst that can happen? Well, it's already happening. So during the pandemic, these military-grade robots were already put into use in Singapore in order to monitor pedestrians and people out in the world and make sure they have the proper social distancing. Oh, but it was for a good cause. No one will ever use it, oops, in New York right now as policing devices. No one will do it except they are, right? But we like them dancing, so I guess it's okay. And facial recognition, yes, it's full of biases and it's being used to monitor people But what a wonderful tool it is, isn't it? Where we can not just categorize humans by their qualities, but also by their potential consumer aspiration. We can even know before they know how they're going to make a purchase or a decision and use it against them. After all, we're just giving them options, right? But that only happens on computers. It's not like, we can have police forces that are actually applying these facial recognition technologies in real time, in real world where they are. Well, they do in China, but we're not in China. We're in the West where we buy our own devices. We pay for our surveillance. We are the police. If you create a prison that nobody realizes that is a prison, it's not a prison anymore, is it? So like Foucault anticipated, we're not in a surveillance state. We are the surveillance state. We're it. We're participating. We're actually paying for it. And we're paying for the services it gives because, we're humans. We're not perfect. It's not really our fault, right? And with all this wonderful access to information and knowledge, we're just going to elevate our thinking, right? We're smart. We'll know how to filter things. We will know that 3G didn't create COVID. Of course we will. No human will go out to the street demonstrating against 3G technology as the cause of a pandemic. It's nonsense. It will never happen, right? And we can tell the difference between original content and synthesized content, right? We know when we see it, except that we don't, right? And with fake, interactive, real-time content, for sure, our idea of knowledge and truth had been subverted forever. Because how do we tell the difference between the truth and what looks like the truth? What feels like the truth? It's truthy, as Stephen Colbert beautifully articulated. We are not looking for the truth. We are looking for something that is truthy, that feels good, and convinces us that something is correct, right? And these amazing, algorithmic tools, this is, by the way, if you did not recognize, this is Colonel Sanders. Yep, much hotter. I love the abs the chicken gave him. But these are our influencers, these aspirational characters that are now the faces of social media and brands. We can create these beautiful beings that are obviously not us. I do not have these abs. And so what if the young generation is having a burn-in now and cannot fathom their own value in the world? They only have to put in a filter to fit in, right? And everyone can access the internet. Well, except of these kids that live in California and during the pandemic had to go and sit at a Taco Bell front entrance because they needed to stream their online homework, right? We are super inclusive. And so what if in San Francisco in 2020 and going, the pinnacle of technology and health tech and healthcare and money, we make our own money now, so what if people were on the street because they didn't have social healthcare and the distribution of wealth is for the tech haves and not the tech have-nots? So what? So what if even in modern cities, this is Amsterdam's food desert, by all means, so what if in cities you can't actually get food or nutritional food? We don't need that. We have fast food, we have synthetic food. We can 3D print our own food. So what? We'll make our own money. We'll just create our own money that never ends because technology is exponential. It doesn't have to end. It doesn't have to consider the physical world at all, right? We can even apply it to amplify human creativity because we're lacking on creativity. This is the one hard problem that we managed to solve with artificial intelligence. Now we don't even have to create ourselves. It can do it for us because we were struggling so much and we were getting paid so well for creating art that now the computer can do it for us. So this progress is costing us, well, our planet. Bitcoin production alone, consumes so much energy a year that it's higher than many developing countries, such as Norway. I mean, Sweden, I can say it, right? Norway, Sweden, yeah. And the carbon emission of these technologies, and I don't care if they're AI for good or for bad, they are energy consuming in ways that we cannot handle and we cannot control anymore. And so what if in Canada, the wildfires are now consuming so much of the wildlife? It's actually been going from summer to winter and then starts again in spring. And in Australia, and in Italy, and in Greece. Am I missing Spain? Any countries I'm missing? There's a bunch, of course, Africa, Southeast Asia. So what? So what if we don't have a planet B? We can always make money out of it. Look at how wonderful the climate tech venture capital is doing. And look at these wonderful companies that are causing the problem and creating the solution at the same time. This is really human ingenuity at its best. And you can't blame them if Kim Kardashian is now creating a bra for a climate crisis with an erect nipple. So you'll always look cold, even when the ice caps are melting. And if we're done with this planet, we'll always have Mars. Yes, it's an inhabitable planet that will take all our resources just to get there. I'm not even talking about living there. Haha, don't make me laugh. That technology isn't there yet. And of course, we're better off investing in going there and then fixing it here. It's not like maybe it's some sort of a body issue of some tech bros. I don't know. I'm just showing you what I'm seeing. So yeah, it's really depressing. Our relationship with technology kind of lost the plot. We lost the reason where technology was applied for to begin with. First, to help us survive, and then to help us thrive. It is neither anymore. It's not about surviving or thriving. It's about exploiting and having more of it, and more of this, and more or less of this. But don't worry, it's bad, but every relationship can be fixed. It's gonna be okay? And I really, really love this quote. It says, "We are just an advanced breed of monkeys on a minor planet of a very average star. But we can understand the universe, and that is what makes us something very special. This is our unique quality. This is our best partner, And all we really need to do to solve it is just look down at our dangly bits and remember where it all started. Remember what we are and who we are. Remember that this relationship can be fixed, should be fixed, and must be fixed. And we can do it. And luckily for us, there's couples therapy, that we can apply for this relationship. It's not too late. It's late, but not too late. So first, like any good couples therapy, you have to be honest. You have to put it on the table. We have to be honest. We have to accept the fact that we are flawed, weird beings. We are. And the tech is also limited. It can't fix all our problems. When we try to fix it, we actually create more problems. Hyperconnectivity brings disconnection. That is the truth. And we have to shift immediately our priorities. Move fast and break things. I'm not 5. I don't move fast and break things. I move slower and I fix things. We can do that. I think we have all the technology. We have all of it. I mean, yes, there's like tractor beams. There are a few Star Trek technologies that I'm still like, oh, what if we could? Yeah, they will come. They will come. It's okay. We have enough technology for us, for our kids, for our grandkids. We have enough technology. We're done. For now, we're done. Okay? We need to use it to fix the hard problem, to really fix it, not to just create exponential new problems because we wanna, because it looks good. Okay? We need to create a healthier relationship. We need to create technology that actually, and I'm talking about actually, not actually, but actually benefits individuals and societies and ecosystems. Because I don't know if you noticed, we're not on our own. There's mosquitoes and cats all around us all the time. But most importantly, and this is really, really important, as developers, as consumers, as people living on this earth, we really have to apply radical self-love. We need to love ourselves, to accept our flaws, and to also demand to create and experience better tech, because we all deserve it. So I hope you can mend your relationship with technology. I know I'm working on mine. I don't know if I'm winning, but I'm working on it. And I want to really thank you for being here and listening to me. And you can look down now if you want, or not. And whoever wants to, whenever you want to, feel free to contact me. I do answer. This is a big problem. I do answer my emails and my messaging. Just tell me where we've virtually or physically met, and I'll be in contact with you because I'm a human like you. So thank you all, and have a wonderful rest of your life. Well, I guess I'm staying. Do we have like time for Q&A, or let's do it?
Q&A, but why not? I don't know if you can hear me.
Is there
back
time
there.
left? I don't know. I don't do time. It's just a construct. Time doesn't really exist.
Any questions? And do we have a mic, technicians, or should we just like sort of yell really loud?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. It was really inspiring. So yeah, let's hear from there. Thank you. And please say who you are, and then you're Christian.
Is it working?
Hello?
Technology.
Can people hear me now?
Oh, is it working now?
All right. It's hard to tell.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Johnny.
Hi,
Thank
Johnny.
you for this presentation. I was wondering, you're bringing up like all the positives, like not all, but you're bringing up positives and you're bringing up negatives. But what can we do about it? Like, what do you prescribe that we should do to avoid the negatives while still reaping the positives?
So, really depends. It depends. Because I believe well, life is complicated. This reality is complicated. This 2023 is complicated. It's complicated. And I myself, I'm a purist. There are things that I'm but I'm me. I'm like, I will never call it a verse by its full name, because for me it's like Voldemort. I refuse to participate in certain things, and it has a price for it. But I think on a very basic level is to do this little, just like step to the right with the work you're doing, with the technology you're using and consuming. Do this little step to the right and observe yourself when you're using it. When you're triggered by social media fad, like stop, move, ask yourself if you're interested in being in that relationship. I know so many people are like, I wish I could have gone out of social media. Well, you can, right? And it's about accountability, responsibility. And I think, the E word, ethics, who talks about ethics? Ethics is a real thing. I know profit is important, but ethics is a real thing. And I don't believe in like the evil monsters, like Google is evil. Google, well, is not evil. Google is a for-profit organization that will apply whatever they can, but people work there too. People can voice their opinions, people have stepped out, people have made a difference, even within these vast entities. So I think if individually we make these little tweaks of how we use technology, how we develop technology, and how we express our opinion on a daily basis on technology, there will be a shift, because technology is always a reaction to human tendency, indifference, glazing over or ignoring, saying like, well, it's mainly good. It is good. I can't evaluate if it's better or worse, We need it. We're integrated with it. We cannot go back in time and go to austerity. There are wonderful Amish communities in Canada. So yeah, you can technically. Even they use technologies, but not digital technologies. This is not what I'm asking people. I'm not calling for like, let's just not use it. It's not realistic. But let's use it when we need it only, and when it actually doesn't harm. And that will probably eliminate for most people 25% of their interaction already. Just these two things.
But what about the cases where, for example, RoboDog? What can be done about those?
Stop it.
Should I start kicking them, or is there something more systematic we can do about it?
Funny enough, I will never tell you to do anything illegal. But funny enough, it is actually happening. I know at least in North America, these delivery robots are being abused. All these like delivery, and I'm like, I'm okay with that. When you place a technology like that in public domain and ask people not to react to it, you're asking a lot from public space. And I'm okay with that. To be honest, I'm okay with that. And I think that as individuals, I avoid certain services if I know they're automated. When I go to the shop, North America is like half, barcode. I make sure I go to the clerk. I support the human, their necessity. That's what I can do with my everyday behavior. If you want to kick it, like I said, this is my email. We can talk offline. But yeah, I think there should be civic resistance within the law. Personal, I think as professionals in this field, we can and should resist things that we know are just not ethical or for profit only, and we know for sure they're going to harm individuals, maybe not us, but other people. Yes, we need to resist. Calm resistance, step away, don't play there, and it might lose its, I want to say, effective reason to be. The less we play with that, the more we create better alternatives when needed. If needed, the more we can contribute. And as individuals, yeah, do it. Didn't say what, but do it.
Just one last question. Sorry that I'm taking so much time. But
sure.
Do you promote any systematic level changes, or is it all on the individual to make sure that things get better?
Both.
Can you suggest any systematic things that you would
vote?
For
Let's
what?
start with the minimum. Vote for the parties that are supporting it. Promote it politically. With the institutions you are part of, promote these things. Organize, make your own organizations, like I have. Find ones that already exist. There are a lot. Drop them a line. Ask them what are they doing, what you can do part of it. Of course, all of it.
Thank you for your answers.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any last questions, or else we have one here. That's the last question for today, and then
I know
we'll
what it's gonna be.
move on to the court
He's
stack.
not
The
a
Q&A
genius.
will be
He's
out
not
there
a
as well.
genius.
I don't think that it's on. Is it on?
I don't know if it's on.
Is it?
Ping.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so you mentioned that you're doing research on the topic, you are making a speech, and my question is, do you have actually any data or any instrumental things? Because I didn't see any data analysis or any policy suggestions or anything practical in terms of like research here. So can you recommend something?
Yes, I can. I will happily. Again, I'm doing more qualitative data because I'm looking into new media implementation and not computer science. But I'm happy to send you some of my academic paper that is fully cited and statistically supported. And I have great books that I can send you that support all this, if you would like to. Really, honestly, just email me.
Yeah, thank you. It would be nice to have those references in future presentations.
Some people like data. And I think
That's
the
okay.
future is also explorative without necessarily having data to support all of it. But anyway.
Absolutely fine.
All right, but thank you very much. Thank you for joining
Thank
in.
you all.
Thank you, Galit, Ariel.